Though the first Lamborghini Urus denoted the brand's appearance into the cutting-edge superior execution SUV section, the 2025 Urus moves into the exciting modern lifestyle of charge. In particular, the new for 2025 Urus SE utilizes a modular crossbreed PHEV powertrain with a twin-super 4.0-liter V8 gas motor and a 192 horsepower electric engine. The pinnacle joint yield is a great 789 pull, something beyond a power snatch. The crossbreed powertrain takes a portion of the pinnacles and valleys out of the force bend, which further develops manageability. The smallish battery pack gives the choice of EV just activity. And keeping in mind that no authority range figures are accessible, Lamborghini hints its European spec rating will be 37 miles, which will presumably be diminished to around 21 miles in EPA testing. In any case, the Urus SE gets a list of outside superficial and tech refreshes and a gently refreshed inside that doesn't wander excessively far from the past internal combustion Uruses. To put it plainly, the Urus SE conveys all the equivalent forceful Lamborghini style and strut, bundled in a 4-entryway SUV body, as could be, yet with the additional advantage of EV just activity and a more flexible force bend. For purchasers who aren't exactly prepared for a crossbreed Lamborghini, the Urus S and Urus Performante will go on into 2025 unaltered. However, this model year will be their last. Notwithstanding the half-breed powertrain, the Urus SE debuts the mid-cycle facelift that incorporates versatile network drove headlamps, a power vault hood, a restyled liftgate wearing an articulated focus wrinkle, restyled guards and diffusers, more Y-design illustrations, and a decision of north of 100 different paint tones. 23-inch Galanthus wheels shod with 285/35 front and 325/30 back. Pirelli P0 tires join the choice rundown. A bigger 12.3-inch touchscreen offers further developed reactions and voice control. However, fortunately, the Urus SE holds a nice measure of hard flip switches and a cool confined starter button. The cost of the 2025 Lamborghini Urus begins at $241,843 and goes up to $273,880, relying upon the trim and choices. You could save some coin by going with the standard issue Urus S, yet that implies you'd likewise pass up greatest execution. We'd pick the new SE Crossbreed, which brags the most drive any Urus model and is probably going to be the fastest of the pack. The non-hybrid Urus models are controlled by a 657 HP twin-turbocharged 4.0-liter V-8, which burbles profoundly while standing by and totally yells under max speed. Long-lasting all-wheel drive, and an 8-speed programmed transmission plot, with all that ability to empower phenomenal speed increase. The Urus SE's modular half-breed powertrain contains a 620 horsepower twin-super 4.0-liter V8 mated to a 192 horsepower electric engine arrangement that is firmly connected with the 739 horsepower powertrain of the Porsche Cayenne Super E mixture. In the Lamborghini, this powertrain produces a joined result of 789 strength and 701 pound-feet of force, all piped through an 8-speed programmed transmission with standard all-wheel drive. Greatest force is accessible from roughly 1,750 revolutions per minute the entire way to 5,750 revolutions per minute. The electric engine gives 356 pound-feet of force right from step-off, helped presently by the twin Super V8. Yield tops at 6,000 revolutions per minute. In our test drive, we found that the Urus feels athletic from the driver's seat, as well, with fast guiding and stable high-velocity cornering. With air springs at each of the 4 corners, the Urus has customizable ride levels in view of its different drive modes. Standard carbon clay brakes guarantee that the Urus stops as well as it goes. In our testing, the Urus soared to 60 miles per hour in 3.1 seconds and destroyed the quarter mile in 11.3 seconds at 121 miles per hour. The Performante model ended up being 0.1 seconds speedier to 60 miles per hour in our testing. Lamborghini claims a 3.4 second hurried to 60 miles per hour for the Urus SE. Remain in it, and you'll arrive at 125 miles per hour in 12.5 seconds. Given the presentation of the non-hybrid models, we believe Lamborghini's appraisals here are on the moderate side. Inside, tenants are blessed to receive an emotional lodge that is exemplary Lambo. Extreme Warrior configuration prompts flourish, with the beginning button concealing underneath a red flip cover, and the shifter seeming to be a fly's choke. To one side of the shifter are switches that control the drive modes and permit adjustable execution settings. There is a lot of fake softened cowhide and carbon fiber trim, while the infotainment framework and reconfigurable checks are straight out of an Audi. The rearward sitting arrangement has great traveler space and can fit either a few group contingent upon which seating design is chosen. Inside cubby capacity is featured by helpful entryway pockets and a container behind the drifting community stack. The Urus likewise presents to 22 cubic feet in its freight region. However, that drops by 2 3D squares with the discretionary back can seats. It wasn't throughout the entire that prior while looking for, or, all the more sensibly for a large portion of us, craving, a Lamborghini basically implied concluding whether the object of your longing had a V10 or a V12 motor beating amidships. The appearance of the Urus in 2017 as a third model line addressed an ocean change in Sant'Agata Bolognese, yet that was only the beginning. We've currently had sufficient opportunity to find out about a Lamborghini SUV, yet while you weren't focusing, Lamborghini has changed its whole setup into module crossovers. The substitutions for the Huracan and Aventador supercars, called Temerario and Revuelto, are both burdened with battery packs and electric engines. And a 2025 update for the Urus introduces another SE model that comes just with a V8 module crossbreed arrangement. These are similar essential powertrain parts, likewise found in other VW gathering half-and-halves, including Bentleys and Porsches. Lamborghini is evident that any future execution subordinates of the Urus should be crossbreeds as well. This walk to half-breeds isn't as a very remarkable confound with Lamborghini's ethos as it would appear. Engineers view the beginning of crossovers as a potential chance to accomplish more with more. Fitting enough for an organization known for overabundance and beyond ridiculous reasoning. Contrasted, and the model it replaces, the Urus S, the SE, is all the more remarkable, more productive, more streamlined, more configurable, you understand? With a consolidated 789 pull from its twin super 4.0-liter V8 motor and an electric engine incorporated into the 8-speed program transmission, the SE far outpowers the Urus Performante 2 and even surpasses the Ferrari Purosang and its shouting 6.5-liter normally suctioned V12. In the wake of driving a model of the Urus SE close to the cold circle recently, we've presently had the chance to invest more energy with the creation form both at the celebrated Nardo Specialized Center demonstrating grounds and the encompassing streets in southern Italy. While we'll require additional time in the driver's seat and at our own test track to completely dive into the nuances of the new Urus half-and-half, we can say that it's a confounded machine with a wide assortment of characters and capacities. Furthermore, it's bounty tempting. Albeit the Urus SE is heavier than prior to attributable to its new powertrain, it camouflages the additional weight well. The directing is shockingly light and exact, and the blend of this with dynamic enemy of roll bars, back tire controlling, and versatile dampers causes this approximately 5,600-pound monster to feel essentially dexterous, while possibly not precisely flexibility attributable to its monstrous width and high cowl. A recently designed all-wheel drive framework highlights changes to the middle and back differentials, with the last option utilizing an electronic restricted slip arrangement. The outcome is that the Urus SE is glad to slide around, design the drive modes accurately, and gather the prompt force of the electric engine, and it's shockingly simple to loosen up the back tires. We did so over and over on a floating course set up on the landing area at Nardo, for science, obviously. The powertrain joins electric and gas power in more than one way, and the horde arrangements can overpower. The 4 settings, crossbreed, re-energize, execution, and EV drive, are plain as day, with the initial 3 all involving the fuel motor in different limits, and the 4th giving electric just driving, basically until you surpass 81 miles per hour or until you exhaust the battery pack. There are likewise 6 driving modes for different surfaces, albeit not every one of them can be joined with each of the powertrain settings. Be that as it may, don't stress a lot over winding this large number of handles. You'll have the option to push your travelers back in their seats on the whole yet EV mode, which is the main thing in a close to 800 horsepower superior execution SUV. Lamborghini likewise tuned the fumes for the North American rendition of the Urus SE to be essentially stronger and more characterful than the European models we drove, and flaunted its many pops and snaps with an unwarranted fixed fire-up meeting of a US spec vehicle. Bayside. The gas-just Urus was among the fastest SUVs we've at any point tried, with the 641 horsepower 2019 rendition hitting 60 miles per hour in 3.1 seconds, and the 657 horsepower 2023 Performante dropping that time by 0.1 second. Lamborghini claims that the SE is a tick faster than the 657 horsepower Urus S, yet we'll need to test the enhanced one so that ourselves could perceive how it has the goods. All things considered, the half-breed arrangement brings control weight up to a guaranteed 5,523, 2 or 300 pounds heavier than the 2019 model we tried. The Performante came in at under 5,000 pounds. However, the SE isn't intended to be a bad-to-the-bone track variation along these lines.